CR 010159, State versus Victor Guzman. Can I have parties announced?
Alfonso Otero on behalf of Mr. Guzman.
And we have an interpreter. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Lupita Poitroa.
All right. And are you Victor Guzman Salinas?
Yes.
All right, we're here on a motion to suppress. Is this based upon a search warrant or no?
No, Judge, we stipulated support.
All right, state you may proceed.
Steve Paul Spring Lopez.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Detective Frank Lopez.
All right, state you may proceed.
I am employed with the San Antonio Police Department. I've been employed since 2017. I currently work with the Covert Response Unit.
What was your assignment on May 15th, 2025?
I was assigned to the Bike Patrol Unit.
What are your responsibilities on the bike patrol unit?
The responsibilities on the Bike Patrol Unit is to patrol the downtown area, looking for any type of crime that's being committed. Reassuring the business owners that, you know, there's no loitering from the homeless. Or loitering from anybody, and just maintaining relationships with the business owners downtown.
Take a hard time.
Oh, and do you want to approach him?
Either that or just have the microphone in front, please. Thank you. Okay, and on bike patrol unit, what portion of San Antonio is that?
Downtown area.
And on May 15th, 2025, were you on duty? Were you in uniform?
Was.
Were you in a marked patrol unit?
Yes, it was.
Were you working alone or as a duo?
Were
Were you working with?
Officer Richard Gonzalez. It was early morning.
5096964.
Yeah, and
What case is that?
it was a narcotics case.
How did you become involved in this case?
That morning we were in the area. We saw a group of individuals loitering in front of the business. At the gas stations, we have a relationship with the store owner that she does not like loitering, and she asked if we ever see loitering, if we can just have the subject removed.
In that location, you said it was a convenience store.
Yes.
Do you recall the address of that store?
I don't know the address specifically. I know it was a 37 in McCullough area. Yes, it is.
In the downtown area, is crime prevalent?
Yes.
Would you consider that a high crime area?
Yes.
Okay, and what drew your attention to, or I guess, let me back up. What kind of vehicle did you observe?
It was a back TV. I'm sorry, a back four passenger vehicle.
Do you remember the make?
Not off the top of my head.
Would that be in your report?
Yeah, possibly. It did. Yes. This one.
I'm handing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit A for identification. Is this your report?
Yes, it is.
And is it in the relevant case that the case number we discussed previously?
Yes, it is.
Okay, will you please refresh your recollection and let me know when you're done? Okay, we can move along. So you observed this vehicle at the convenience store, correct?
Yes.
And were there gas pumps outside?
Yes, there was.
And when you first observed this vehicle, where was it, I guess, on the property?
It was parked near the gas pumps.
Okay, and did you observe whether they were pumping gas?
They were not.
Okay, and do you recall how many occupants you observed?
4.
And where were they in relation to the vehicle?
Standing around the vehicle near the gas pumps.
Okay, so after you observed this vehicle, what did you do next?
I ran the vehicle's license plate.
Why did you do that?
Just standard protocol, doing an investigation. We knew that there was loitering. My partner exited the vehicle to go advise them that they're not to be loitering in the vehicle or in the area in the business. As he did that, I ran the license plate of the vehicle.
Okay, when you ran this license plate, did you receive a return?
I did not receive a return for that vehicle. It was a return for a different vehicle.
The vehicle, did you get the return for?
I do not recall.
And this license plate, was it your traditional, or I guess the traditional license plate, or was it like an agent tag?
I do not recall.
Were you wearing body worn camera on May 15th, 2025?
Yes, I was.
Did you have fleet video in your patrol unit that you were in?
Yes, I do.
Now, you stated previously you were on bike patrol, so why were you in a patrol unit on that day?
We're allowed to take vehicles to patrol the area. Just because we're bike patrol, that does not mean we're limited to being on a bike. We patrol on foot vehicles. That includes undercover, unmarked cars.
To your knowledge, on May 15th, 2025, was your body worn in fleet video functioning properly?
Yes, it was.
Are they fair and accurate depictions on the events as they unfolded on May 15th, 2025?
Yes.
Have you reviewed them in preparation for today's hearing?
yes.
Okay, at this time, state would move to admit what has been marked as State's Exhibit 1, entering to defense.
No,
State's Exhibit number 1 is admitted for purposes of this hearing.
Permission to publish, Your Honor.
Granted.
Now, initially, who made contact with the driver?
That would have been Officer Gonzalez. I do not.
The driver, male or female?
The driver was female.
Okay, and do you recall the name of the individual on the passenger seat?
Not off the top of my head. Pretty sure it's in the report somewhere.
At any point, did you ask dispatch to run the VIN on the vehicle?
I'm not sure if I recall that. I know we did, but I don't know if it was through dispatch or if I manually ran it through the car's computer.
Did it?
Check that VIN. Check the VIN.
Excuse me, is it only audio?
Or do I need you to move?
That's okay.
Thank you. No, I just forgot to move the bird. Thank you, sorry about that. Free coaches.
Check that VIN. Check the VIN.
There's nothing attached to the vehicle, ask for that registration report.
So at this time, did you believe you had reasonable suspicion to stop
Yes,
based on what?
the vehicle's license plate not matching the vehicle itself.
Hey, buddy, stay in line. We have you got two documents of the vehicle at all. And on that, you got me.
Wait, officer, at this time, do you recall observing anything from the left rear passenger?
Yes, the back rear passenger, on the driver's side, was throwing something out of the vehicle, which I identified as, or appeared to be sunflower seeds.
And what did you do, I guess, how did the traffic stop unfold, what happened next?
We tried to verify the paperwork. We couldn't verify. Officer Gonzalez, said he observed something suspicious in the side of the vehicle. I believe it was
Wait, could you repeat that? Observed what?
something suspicious. I believe he said it was the live rounds. So at that point, for our safety, we decided to have everybody exit the vehicle.
This time, there was only 2 officers on the scene, correct?
Correct.
But there were 4 occupants inside the vehicle?
Correct.
Resume statement.
Okay. I have a, deal. Will be 1701 203 103.
Assuming states exhibit. I think states exhibit. Now this left rear passenger, what is in his hand?
Backpack.
Okay, presumably.
Put your hands up there on the, what's up, Rick? You're not done?
Causing states exhibit, do you recall which seat this person was sitting in?
That was the front passenger.
Okay, and what do we see him doing?
Looks like he's reaching for something.
Assuming states exhibit. Causing states exhibit, what did you just tell, Officer Gonzalez?
I told Officer Gonzalez that there was a firearm in the floorboard of the passenger side, the rear passenger side.
And, when you observed the individuals exit the vehicle, do you recall which, or I guess recall whether the front passenger exited with anything?
The front passenger, from what I saw, no.
In states exhibit, do you see something in his hand?
There's holding a backpack.
Why were y'all detaining the individual?
Since we found a firearm inside the vehicle, for our safety, just wanted to make sure that there was no other access to firearms inside the vehicle or on their person.
Resuming states exhibit at 14 minutes and 17 seconds. After you asked dispatch to run the information of the individual, what happened next?
We found that the individual that was sitting in the back driver's side seat was had a condition of bond for no firearm, not to be in possession of firearms.
The firearm that was observed in plain view.
In the same area.
Okay, and then what happened next?
I believe at that point we called for more officers to assist in our investigation. I know he was in custody. I don't know if we placed him under arrest at that point in time.
Did y'all conduct a search incident to arrest of the wingspan of Seth Arocha Garcia?
Yes, we did. Due to the condition of bond with him not supposed to be in possession of firearm, I would say yes, he was placed under arrest at that point in time.
And then when you searched, was it, or I guess who searched the area where Seth was sitting?
I believe it was Officer Gonzalez.
Do you recall whether you searched the black backpack Seth got out of the car with?
Might I read the report?
Question, let me know when you're done.
Yes, I did.
Waiting from that backpack?
Within the backpack, there is several pieces of personal identifying information that did not belong to him, as well as
I guess my question is, after searching that backpack, did you locate potential evidence that may lead to another crime having been committed?
correct.
I pass this witness.
Defense.
Thank you, Judge. Detective,
Yes, sir.
I have a couple questions for you. On that day, you detained the vehicle because of the VIN number, right?
Correct.
Or the plate, it was a paper plate, right?
Yes,
And you said that you ran that paper plate, right?
correct.
And also you said that that paper plate returned no match or something like that, right?
Correct. It did not match the vehicle.
Okay, what vehicle that plate matched?
I do not recall.
And it's not in your report either, is it?
I do not know.
Take a look at it.
No, I did not put that information in this report.
And so, when you were doing this, did you make sure that you get a report that that vehicle was not reported stolen?
When we ran as far when, at what point?
At any point?
At any point? I do not recall and I do not remember.
And so you have no knowledge if that vehicle was stolen, you don't know anything about what that plate matched, what other vehicle, you just say it didn't match, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And so you conducted that investigation. Now, I see Mr. I'm sorry, the other officer Gonzalez
Correct.
asking you to run a VIN number.
Correct.
What VIN number is he asking you to run?
The VIN number that was on I believe the paperwork that we got.
But that was before you got the paperwork, wasn't it?
Can you restate the question, please?
Officer Gonzalez asked you to run a VIN number at one point, right?
Correct.
And that was before Officer Gonzalez handed you the documents, the occupants of the vehicle gave them, is that right?
I do not recall that.
You said that you know the owner of the store?
Not personally, but we do have a relationship with the owner.
I mean, what's his name?
I do not know the name.
Okay, so you don't know his name, but you have a relationship with him.
Correct.
And at the time you got to the gas station or this convenience store, you don't know how long the vehicle had been in there, do you?
Correct.
And so you don't know if they just finished pumping gas, do you?
No.
And so you just know that they were outside the vehicle That's it.
Correct.
All right. So, if you don't know how long these people have been there, like that. And you didn't talk to any of the occupants of the vehicle, did you?
Officer Gonzalez did most of
You
it.
did not.
No.
Okay. Now, when Officer Gonzalez, was there, the person sitting in the passenger seat behind the driver was just eating, flower seeds, was he not?
Behind the driver, yes, correct.
He was not reaching down, he was not moving anything, he was just eating and throwing the seeds out.
From what I saw, correct.
And at that point, you don't even know, who that individual was, did you?
Correct.
Okay. Um. Now, this is not unlawful to have bullets in a car, is it?
Can you repeat that?
It is not illegal to have bullets in a car, is it?
No,
And there's also not unlawful to have a handgun in a car, is it?
correct.
Now, you, as far as you know, when the Officer Gonzalez was talking to the passengers and the occupants of the car, they were cooperating with Officer Gonzalez, were they not?
Correct.
And they identified themselves, did they not?
I do not recall what.
Okay. Did you eventually run their name?
Eventually, yes.
Okay, how did you get that information?
I believe either from Officer Gonzalez or I asked the individual.
So, is it fair to say that they were cooperating, they were forthcoming, and they gave their information of who they were, names and date of birth?
Correct.
And at that point, you didn't have any reason to believe that any of these people were dangerous, did you?
At which point, sir?
When they were, when did you guys ask them to get out of the vehicle?
Officer Gonzalez would have to answer that question, sir.
So when you saw any of the occupants of the vehicle, specifically the person sitting on the front passenger side, he didn't try to throw the backpack anywhere, did he?
I did not observe that.
He just got out with his backpack or whatever that backpack was and complied with the orders of either you or Officer Gonzalez. Is that right?
Correct.
And you guys pat down everybody, did you not?
I know I pat down the back passengers.
And they didn't have any weapons on them.
Not on the person, no.
Now, this is early in the morning, is that right?
Correct.
And there was daylight, right?
Correct.
And you could see everything around this vehicle. Where you know.
Around the vehicle, yes.
Okay. And then eventually you had how many officers responding to the call?
I do not recall.
You're free to look at your report. It's in it.
I know there was quite a few officers.
Just a second. And to your knowledge, none of these occupants were intoxicated, were they?
No. Not to my knowledge.
As a witness, Judge.
State.
Just brief, defense counsel was asking you about the VIN in the paperwork received from the occupants. A VIN number is located on in several places on a vehicle, correct?
Correct.
One of those being the front windshield.
Correct.
Okay, and then regarding weapons, you testified that weapons were not recovered on their person, but were weapons recovered?
Correct.
Do you recall how many?
5, I believe.
Do you recall where they were recovered from?
I know one was recovered on the floorboard, in backpacks. I believe there might have been one in the trunk.
And do you recall the status of these firearms? Were any of them listed as stolen?
I would have to check the report.
That officer, are you also familiar with what's known as a key card?
Correct.
Do you know whether a key card was generated in this case?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm handing you what's been marked States Exhibit B. Do you recognize this key card?
Correct.
Okay, is this the key card for this case?
Yeah, correct.
Now, will you please refresh your recollection as to whether of the status of the firearm?
There was a firearm that was found to be stolen.
No further questions, Judge. I trust you.
Defense.
Second, Judge. So just to make sure, in the key card or any of your inquiries about this vehicle, you did not get a report of being stolen, did you?
Can you repeat the question?
You did not get a report that that car has been stolen.
I would have to go through the report. There is no report of a vehicle being stolen.
Just to make clear, on that day, you didn't have any information on how long these people have been at the gas station, did you?
Correct.
And the only thing you got was a return of no match, is that right?
Correct.
But you didn't get a return saying this plate belongs to this car, did you?
No.
That was good.
No further questions, Director, so this is excused from this by the state.
Excused?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. If you'll leave the exhibits with the court reporter, please.
Sure.
And state if you'll call your next witness. Right, can you raise your right hand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Officer Richard Gonzalez.
All right, state you may proceed.
Where are you presently employed?
With the San Antonio Police Department, man, the bike patrol unit,
How long have you been with San Antonio Police Department?
8 years.
Are you a certified peace officer?
Yes, ma'am.
What have been your duties in the bike patrol unit?
Deter crime, homelessness, community policing.
What was your assignment on May 15th, 2025?
We were out on a regular patrol looking for suspicious activity.
And were you in a marked patrol unit on May 15th, 2025?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you in uniform?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you working alone or with a partner on that date?
With the partner, ma'am.
And are you familiar with the case under SAPD 25096964?
Yes, ma'am.
What case is that?
It's the possession, I believe it's possession, unlawful carries, and then there's a violation for something. I forgot what it was.
Okay, and how did you become involved in that case?
Local grocery store, they frequently stop and ask us to deter people that are loitering or any type of homeless activity. I've had prior encounters with the store owners. Saw a vehicle there, went to go pretty much ask them to leave so that the
Can you speak up, please?
Sure,
For a minute?
let me scoot him.
I'm hearing you, that mic with the green. You
This
can
one,
adjust it if necessary.
this one better? No, not better. This one, actually, okay. This, no, you're right. This one I agree. Okay. So we were there in the where'd I leave off at? The corner store. And so we were there, saw a vehicle parked, was gonna ask them to leave. That was really all it was gonna be until Officer Frank Lopez told me that he ran the plate to the car just to do a regular vehicle check of it and found that it had no return, I believe.
Now, approximately what time did you first observe this vehicle at the corner store?
I don't recall exactly what time it was, ma'am.
Okay, and this corner store, is it a convenience store with like gas pumps or is it like a groceries?
It's like with gas pumps, ma'am. It's like a convenience store.
And when you first observed this vehicle, did you observe any occupants in or near it?
Around it, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and how many people did you see?
About 4 to 5, I believe.
And what did you do once y'all pulled into the parking lot?
I just exited my patrol vehicle and just told them, hey, the store doesn't want people loitering. You know, if y'all can take off, that'll be good.
Okay, and what was their response to you telling them that?
They're compliant. They went to get in the car, and then noticed that they kind of stayed there for a minute. And then I believe the driver and one of the passengers ended up switching seats as well. I don't even know if they got the vehicle on, but they kind of seemed to be having trouble. The vehicle wasn't, they didn't leave.
And then on May 15th, 2025, were you equipped with body worn camera?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it functioning properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you reviewed it in preparation for today's hearing?
I have, not today.
Okay, when was the last time you reviewed it approximately?
Maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe. I'm not sure, 4 weeks ago.
And is it a fair and accurate depiction of the events on May 15th?
Yes, ma'am.
2025?
Yes, ma'am.
Has it been altered or amended in any way?
No, ma'am.
At this time, state moves to admit state's exhibit
No.
two,
No objection there.
for purposes of this hearing.
All right, State's Exhibit number 2 is admitted without objection. Granted.
Okay, officer, I'm gonna publish your video. You should be able to see it on the screen, but if you can't, there's the big screen behind you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, do you recall the name of the driver in this case?
When I made contact after I noticed they weren't leaving, it was a female, but I don't remember her name.
Would that information be in your report?
She may be listed as like a other person or something of that nature.
Did you write her in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Copy of your recollection as to the names of the individuals involved in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm handing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit B for identification. Do you recognize this?
My report.
Okay, and this report is regarding this case, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, will you please refresh your recollection as to the names of the parties involved in this case? And let me know what you're said.
And I'm sorry, counsel, what exhibit number was that report?
B for identification.
I
I'm
think,
sorry, C.
C.
C. Let me write C on that.
okay, thank you.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
You're all right.
And if you just state it on the record so it can be clear.
Yes, and for the record, the report of Officer Gonzalez is State's Exhibit C.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The driver, when I made contact, would be Christine Alonso, the only female that was there.
And do you recall the name of the front passenger?
No, ma'am, I don't remember who was the front passenger.
Did you see the front passenger in the courtroom today?
It's him over there.
Yes, so you do see
Yeah,
him, yes?
yeah. I just don't remember his name.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I cannot hear
Yeah,
your
here
last
too.
answer.
No,
I didn't hear your last answer.
that he's sitting over there, ma'am, and that.
All right, thank you.
Plain seat. The bed.
You can run that play in a little. I don't know if you find anything on there. I got somewhere to be. That time we're hanging out here, just chilling. You put a gas or no? Yeah. Put some gas and hurry up, dude, let's go.
Exhibit now, this individual with the all black outfit and the logo on the back, what do we see in his hand?
Black bag, looks like, or backpack.
And where is the female at this time?
This time, I think she was in the passenger side, but when I go back to make contact when they don't leave, that's when she's in the driver's side.
Did you observe individuals swap, I guess, places where they were going to sit?
Yes, ma'am.
Presuming seats were there.
Huh? Three, 6, 5, 5? 9, 6.
Now, what are you saying, I guess?
Trying to verify the VIN number, ma'am.
And where did you observe the VIN number?
In the front windshield on the sticker, usually the last four or six of the VIN number will be there that you can verify.
And regarding this vehicle, what kind of plate is on it?
Agent dealer's tag, if I'm not mistaken.
And are you familiar with agent dealer tag?
To my knowledge, all they're used for is just to go back and forth from the dealership, not used to make any personal errands or driving around with multiple people in there.
You need seats exhibit?
High five. Over the one on the window?
Parking seats exhibit, why did you knock on the window and ask them to roll it down?
At this point, I think my partner, Frank Lopez, mentioned to me that he wasn't getting any kind of return from the plates or from the vehicle itself. So I just wanted to double check and make sure it's not stolen. A lot of times, some of these vehicles, stickers will be taken off or things will be altered. You come to find out they're stolen.
So at the time you knocked on the window, you believed you had reasonable suspicion?
Yes, ma'am.
Resuming seats exhibit?
Do you have a plate on the car at all besides the agent tag? Hey buddy, stay in the car. You're fine. Do you have a plate on this car at all besides the agent tag? Cause it's an authorized dealer tag, but it got 4 of y'all in it, so I'm trying to figure out if y'all have any plate for it at all, other than the agent tag. Like the agent tag is whenever you get the car and you're gonna take it to the dealership, so you can use it without getting pulled over, which is fine. But it's 4 of y'all in the car right now, there's no VIN on that tag that matches this VIN.
I know, they're it's like.
Who's they? Your uncle?
Well, they're, I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, take your time, huh?
You just.
Okay.
The hours.
Okay.
And I ain't been able to get into nobody because my ex, and my ex, right?
You're okay.
So,
Alright, do you have any documents of the vehicle at all with you? And on that, do you have any in the glove compartment, nothing, you don't got anything?
hey, or.
Just any documents for the vehicle at all?
I know there's something else for, not for nothing, but I don't know how to.
Yeah, it's alright.
They don't know where to match base, so they're not. And I know.
Whose car is it? Is it any of y'all's cars?
They're not ours, like, it's like.
Sure.
Because, you know,
Does somebody let y'all use it? Cause y'all are fixing it? Okay. Do you have an ID with you at all, ma'am? You have an ID with you, sir? Is it your car? You have the papers on this side. Do you have any ID with you? No? That was not your car? Oh, you just knew what the papers were? Okay. You don't have a Texas stuff?
Like, man, long story short.
So you coming from the body too?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But listen,
I'm listening.
I don't have a middle name,
Okay.
I was stationed out in El Paso,
Uh-huh.
and they make me have a middle name for the, order.
So,
And they wanna give me my married last name, my middle name, my middle name. So long story short, I can't transfer my year from one state to I try to do.
so it's a whole business. It's a whole business transaction. Instead of property.
And
Sounds like you got a lot of unfinished business going on.
first, I can say 4 years.
Okay. You all right? You got a pin on you? I left mine at the office. What's your first name, sir? I'm sorry, what's your first name? Victor? Mr. Victor, what's your last name? What? Guzman? Mr. Guzman, what's your date of birth? He don't speak English or who's this guy's back? What's his name? Huh? Okay. Are you, okay. All right. You know his great name, sir? Ese de nacimiento.
I arrived on my patrol bicycle and just assisted in covering.
And what is your role as a cover officer when you're dispatched to a call?
Typically, you arrive and you wait for further instruction from the handling officer. So in that case, I showed up and Officer Gonzalez was assigning roles on what he needed done. He assigned me to watch over a suspect that was detained at the time.
Do you recall the name of the suspect you were asked to watch?
I do not recall his name in front of me right now.
That information be within your report?
Yes, it would be in my report.
Did you write it?
I did do a supplement.
I'm handing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit D for identification. Do you recognize this?
I do recognize it.
Okay, what is it?
It's my supplement report that I completed after we handled the call that day.
Will you please refresh your recollection as to the name of the suspect you were tasked with watching?
Yes, his name was Victor Guzman.
Okay, and do you see Victor Guzman in the courtroom today?
Yes, I do.
Describe him by an article of clothing.
Yes, he's wearing the orange jumpsuit there with the headphones on.
Okay, for the record, the witness has identified the defendant. So what did you observe when you first arrived to the scene?
When I first arrived to the scene, I saw a black BMW sedan stopped by Officer Gonzalez and Detective Lopez. I saw Mr. Guzman there detained in handcuffs, and I immediately went to the back of the vehicle to assist.
And as the call progressed, at any time were you advised to search Mr. Guzman's person?
I was.
And were there any findings of that search?
Yes, there were.
What did you look?
I located 2 vape pens, one in each pocket, one in the right front pocket and one in the left front pocket.
And did you recover, I guess, any bullets from him also?
If it's okay to look at my report, I don't recall. Negative. I don't recall.
And after you located the vape pen, did you ask Mr. Guzman if that was in fact THC? Or he believed it was, I guess, rather?
At the time, I recall him stating that he spoke Spanish only. So we had a Spanish-speaking officer assist in reading him his rights.
But regarding the vape pen, did he ever make admissions that he believed it was a THC vape pen?
I don't recall.
Okay, no further questions, Judge, I pass the witness.
Defense?
Okay, so since your recollection that they just ask you for backup, is that right?
Yes, sir. It's cover.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then once you arrived to the location, everybody was already in handcuffs, were they not?
Yes, sir.
And they were outside the vehicle, were they not?
Yes, sir.
So you have no personal knowledge about what happened before you arrived to the scene, do you?
No, sir. I do not.
So the only thing you know is that you responded for a call, for backup, right?
Yes, sir.
Showed up, right?
Yes, sir.
And people were already handcuffed.
Correct.
No more questions, Judge.
All right, any further questions?
No further questions, judges, witnesses, excused.
All right, just make sure that you leave the exhibits with the court reporter.
Will do.
Defense, is the witness excused?
Yes, Judge.
All right, thank you. You may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State, next witness.
State has no further witnesses, but we rest.
All right, defense, any witnesses?
No, Judge.
All right. Then the court will hear argument. Defense, is your motion?
Yes, Judge.
Oh, you may remain seated. It makes it easier for the court reporter to hear
okay.
and for the interpreter here.
Well, Judge, people and are protected by the Fourth Amendment, right? So, in order to seize a person, first we need to have a reasonable suspicion on the Terry or an investigatory stop. Now, what we have here at this point is that they were standing up at a gas station. Officers testified they did not know how long had they been there. They did not know if they had put gas before. They did not know anything. They just saw him there, asked him to leave, and they complied with the officer's request. They ran the plates. The plate is a, I guess, dealer's tag. They don't get returned, but they don't even get a return that plate doesn't belong to any other car. So no indication that car was stolen or any other criminal activity afoot. Next, they required identification. Everybody complies with that. There's no further movements inside the car. Nobody's hiding or moving the backpacks. Nobody's throwing things outside the vehicle. At one point, Officer Lopez saw ammunitions on the side door. He admitted that's not unlawful. There's no indication that he knew anything about the passengers, and the circumstances under the circumstances that he's interacted with everybody does not indicate any proclivance to danger or that they were dangerous individuals. They were cooperating. They were not moving inside. One person was eating whatever that was. Next, he decides, although he says he felt comfortable, to get him out of the car. They locate a handgun underneath the seat, which is not unlawful. So at this point, that detention should have stopped. Because
So when are you saying that the detention should have stopped?
at the time they got returned for the plates, that it's not a stolen car. There's no indication of any unlawful activity. There's no indication about laundering because they don't know how long they've been there. There's no indication of any other criminal activity that's happened. Now, they said, or the officer Lopez said, we arrested Seth because of a bond violation. And police officers do not have authority to arrest for bond violations. That's up to the point. That's for the judiciary to get a report from pretrial. The judge issue an order, revoking bond, or issuing KPS or arrest warrants.
But do you have any standing to argue about Seth and his bond violation?
I'm not kidding. No, I'm not protecting a set. I'm trying to go to what is a reasonable and what's the probable cause of the individuals to continue searching, right? So at this point, there's nothing else. They don't know how long they've been there. Their weapons, they admitted that's not unlawful, and that should stop there. And for those reasons, I submit to the court that that search and the stop and the investigator stop is not supported by Terry and is not supported by any other probable cause. The facts that they're related to the court, they just do not amount to a reasonable person thinking that they were in danger, so they can search the car. There is if I may approach, it's bound to be a state, but it's a pretty similar case. Temperature.
Yes. And you all don't have to ask to approach me. I don't think you all mean me any harm, so you can approach.
It's in that case, there was a shaving kit.
Mhm.
And so the court found that they had a reasonable suspicion to open that kit because the person inside the car threw it out. Here, there's no indication of anybody hiding any backpacks, throwing anything outside, rather than contrary. They were compliant and cooperative. And so that we request that the motion request be granted and the evidence found against defendant be excluded.
All right, so just have a few questions because I like to go in order of things. So first of all, do both parties agree that the officers had a right to be there? Because according to the officers, they received a call from the owner or manager of the convenience store slash gas station that persons were loitering outside the store.
No, Judge, I don't, if I may speak for both,
Yes.
I think we're both in agreement that they didn't receive a call.
Oh, well,
that
not a
they
call,
were
but
loitering, But they observed a vehicle in the parking lot and based on alleged prior interactions with these people, that may be a concern for the store.
okay, so no phone call from the convenience store owner that there was an issue with loitering. Loitering, yes.
I have to say.
All right, so then we have the officers showing up. We have the officers, according to the exhibit, making contact with the occupants of the vehicle who at the time were not inside of the vehicle. They were outside of the vehicle and the officer approached them. And then you have the female get into the front passenger seat. A male gets into the driver's seat, and the male who's getting into the driver's seat is not your client. Okay. And
That's
then
him.
the parties, I'm sorry, it is him, sorry, correction. It is your client who gets into the driver's seat. And then an officer approaches the vehicle again, and that's when everyone switched. And the female who was at first getting into the front passenger seat moves to the driver's seat. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then your client moves to a different seat in the vehicle. Okay. All right. Now all the parties are correct in my mind. I drew a chart for myself. So then after that happens, an officer runs the plates and he's saying the plates don't come back to the vehicle. And then, is that correct, both sides?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Then another officer checks the last either 6 digits of the VIN number. Is that correct?
The last four.
The last 4. I think he testified you either asked for the last 4 or the last 6 digits, and he checked for the last 4 digits. Okay. All righty. You may proceed, State.
Your Honor, we ask that you deny defense's motion. The crux of this whole case is highly dependent on the actions of that left rear passenger, Seth Arocha Garcia. Officers testified that they observed that black BMW at the location. They testified that it's in a high crime area. Officer Gonzalez testified he told them to pump or move along, to which they did comply. At that time, he received notification from Officer Gonzalez that the plate agent tag had no return. He then checked VIN, made contact again to conduct an investigatory detention. He testified that based on his training and experience, he suspected it may have been an issue with the stolen vehicle, that he was going to investigate more. When he was getting the contact information, names and date of birth of these individuals, he observed some live rounds in a clip in the door. At that time, he asked them out of the vehicle. He testified that he believed officer safety was a concern, and also Officer Lopez testified that they were outnumbered at that time. It was 4 occupants in relation to the 2 officers. When they asked individuals out in the left rear passenger seat, they observed the firearm at the feet of what would have been Seth Arocha Garcia. Once they ran the individuals at 8:29:36, they learned that Mr. Arocha Garcia had a condition of bond not to possess firearms. At that point, he's placed under arrest and they conduct a lean scan search of the area he was in. They locate that sunflower seed bag, and as they both testified, we can see Mr. Arocha Garcia sprinkling the sunflower seeds out of the rear window. They locate a suspected substance in that bag. They then conduct further search of the backpack that Mr. Garcia exited the vehicle with and locate items of identifying information that do not match his name. At that point, Officer Gonzalez testified he believed that there may have been more contraband within the vehicle upon finding that ID information in the controlled substance in that bag. So consistent with state v. Sanchez, we would say that the officer is permitted to conduct additional and a more thorough search of the vehicle and any other bags. When the occupants exited, Mr. Guzman exited with that camo backpack that we saw him reach from the back seat. When they searched that bag, they located more suspected controlled substances, 2 firearms, and a credit card with his name on it, which is the affirmative link that that backpack belongs to him. So because of the totality of the circumstances, Judge, we ask that you deny defense's motion.
All right, so first, defense, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe your first argument is that once the officers, well, you say that the officers running of the plates of the vehicle, even though those plates didn't come back to the black vehicle, you are saying that the officers had a duty legally to match the plates that they're running to a vehicle?
No, I'm saying that. I'm saying that once they don't have any information that relates to criminal activity, that's it. I mean, they can't just continue holding people on the mere hunch that they may be something else and then prolonging the stop.
So are you saying that the fact that the plates don't come back to the vehicle in this case, the officers were not allowed to continue to investigate with regards to the plates and the parties who were in the vehicle?
They do, and they did. And then once that was clear, then there's nothing else to hold them.
All right, State, any response to the defense's argument?
Yes, Judge, I believe it's Rodriguez v. State that discusses the reasonableness of a stop, and they state that it is reasonable for the officer to conduct like records checks of the individuals within the vehicle. So we would just argue that it was reasonable, and for the court, based on State's Exhibit 1, when they initially run the information of the driver, they don't get a return on her. So I think that would be adds to the reasonableness of the officers to continue investigating the persons within the vehicle, because they have a plate that's not matching, they have a driver with no initial return. And so they don't ultimately run the info of everybody within the vehicle until 8/29/36. And then that's when they learn about Seth's condition of harm. So I would argue that the stop in the actions of the officers up until that point are reasonable.
All right, so I understand, State, your argument. Here's my question for both parties. You have the driver, the female, who they obtained her identification and it doesn't come back. You have Seth, who has a bond violation. He's not to be in possession of weapons. And I'm sorry, Seth's last name, is that Rocha?
Arocha Garcia.
Arocha Garcia, Seth Arocha Garcia. All right, so you have him with the sunflower seeds, is that correct?
Correct.
All right, so you have him with the sunflower seeds littering. And inside of the bag of sunflower seeds, what appears to be narcotics. And he has a backpack. All right, so there's a search of that backpack. Then you have the defendant. Did his identification come back as to be him?
I'm sorry, when you say the defendant, do you mean Mr. Guzman?
Mr. Guzman.
When they search his info, yes, Judge, it does come back to be him, but yes.
Okay, so his identification comes back to him. So my question is, how do you get to the search of his specific backpack? Because that's the entirety of the issue. So if y'all want to argue the point of, yes, there's an issue with the driver because the driver's identification doesn't come back to her, at least the officers can't find her identification in the system. The vehicle plates don't match the vehicle. Arocha has a bond violation because he's not supposed to have possession of weapons. And he has his backpack that is searched. So how do you get to the search of the defendant Guzman's backpack?
Judge, the state would respond that pursuant to Rhodes v. State, when a vehicle is seized, that all of the passengers are also seized. And then furthering that, Maryland v. Dyson, they state that once there's probable cause, I'm sorry, once I'm so sorry, Judge.
No.
If a car is readily mobile and probable cause exists to believe it contains contraband, that permits the police to search the vehicle without more, and that goes in turn with what I was stating with State v. Sanchez. Once the officer searched that sunflower seat bag and Mr. Arocha Garcia's backpack, he had reason to believe that there may be more contraband within that vehicle in the bag that came from that vehicle. So whether it be driver's licenses or anything that would relate to narcotics and or the fraudulent use or possession, that is what we're seeing gives him the authority to search the backpack that was in the vehicle that Mr. Guzman retrieved when he had.
So you're saying that if you have a driver, and I'm using the facts of this case, if you have a driver, their driver's license, the officers are not able to verify their identity. You have another person in a vehicle who has violated conditions of bond by being in possession of a weapon. You're saying that means that once you have those things, everybody's items in that vehicle can be searched.
I wouldn't say in every situation, but in this case, because items of fraudulent use or possession ID info can be various forms and contained within a backpack, I would say in this case, that is what we are saying.
But the identification that are not associated with people in the vehicle, that identification was found in a backpack that's not attributed to the defendant. Is that correct?
So it was in the vehicle at the time and it was pulled from the back seat where Mr. Arocha was sitting. And then Mr. Guzman grabbed it and took it out. And then we have the affirmative link of the Bank of America card with Mr. Guzman's name.
All right, so you're saying the backpack that I guess is attributed to Mr. Arocha, Mr. Guzman grabbed that backpack as well?
Correct. It is like the backpack that initially was like behind the center console. Mr. Guzman grabs it and takes it out of the car when he exits from, like reaches from the back or from the front to the back and brings it out. And it has his Bank of America card. So it's kind of mixed is what I'm trying to say.
All right, so the camo backpack,
Yes, Judge.
because I just want the record to be clear. The camo backpack, that is the backpack that has identification in it.
The first backpack that goes with Seth Arocha Garcia is a black backpack. That is the one he gets that has the fraud use ID info
Okay.
and stuff.
All right, that's what I wanted. I thought I had mixed up, but that's no problem. So the backpack, the black one, which has in it identification that is not associated with persons in the vehicle, that backpack is being attributed to Mr. Arocha. Is that correct?
Correct.
The backpack that's being attributed to the defendant is the camo backpack.
Correct.
All right. So are we saying that if the driver of the vehicle, her license does not come back or the officer is not able to find that she is the person who's listed on the license, and that you have Mr. Arocha in the vehicle, and Mr. Arocha's issue is that he is not allowed to possess weapons as a condition of his bond. And there's weapons in the vehicle. And defense counsel doesn't have standing to challenge Mr. Arocha's arrest or detainment. And then the only thing, and that's just as a side note, then the only thing you have is you have Mr. Arocha's backpack, because he's taken into custody because as a condition of his bond, he's not allowed to have weapons. So his backpack is then searched, right? Then separate from that, you have Mr. Guzman, the defendant in this case, who has a camo backpack. So state, you're arguing that because of the vehicle not coming back to the plates that are, the paper plates that are on the vehicle, doesn't come back to the vehicle, because the driver, her identification is not in the system, the officer can't find it, because Mr. Rocha was throwing sunflower seeds on the ground, and also there was ammunition that was viewable in the vehicle, and that a search of Mr. Arocha's bag, there were identifications that do not come back to any of the people in the vehicle. Then for those reasons, the officer had a right to search Mr. Guzman, the defendant's bag.
One more addition, Judge, at
Yeah.
8:31:46, I'm so sorry.
No problem.
Victor Salinas Guzman, when he's pat down first for weapons after they're asked out of the vehicle, Officer Gonzalez feels in his right front left pocket a vape pen. And he asked him if that's a vape pen, and at 8:31:46, Mr. Guzman shakes his head yes, and that would be after the information checked with dispatch at 8:29:36. But before dispatch says at 8:32:59 that Seth Rocha has a condition of bond.
All right, so here's my question. No. I just have questions, and I want the record to be clear, and I want everyone to have their argument. The defendant saying those are my vape pens, and as a part of the motion to suppress, the defense is also asking that statements be suppressed. So for number one, was the defendant in custody before those statements were made? And then number two, I know an officer testified that another officer read him those rights. And so were those rights read to him before or after he was taken into custody or not taken in custody? And defense, I don't know if your argument is going to be he was in custody at the time those statements were made or not. I'll hear it.
Well, Judge, he was in custody right off the bat. When they got him out of the vehicle, you can see in the video that everybody's put on handcuffs. And then subsequent search or questions to the defendant came about. Now, there's no officer who came in and told us what those questions were, because they admitted they did not speak Spanish. So who knows? But he wasn't in custody when that happened. And so if you put down when you're in custody or the statements about whether or not they're pens or who knows what they were, I didn't hear any testimony that those were illegal. They just said the pens. They didn't know what it contained, or there's nothing that suggests any criminal activity or any unlawful possession of it.
Okay. State.
We would argue the.
Oh, and I'm so sorry. Let me do this. Just give me one moment. Kurt. And state, I'll hear your final argument, and then defense, I'll hear your final argument.
That incorporates what we previously.
Yes, unless there is something different y'all want to say.
Okay, just regarding detention versus custody, or I guess arrest, we would argue that at the time they were asked out of the vehicle, they were only detained, and that is consistent with what was verbally told to them, at 8:46:40 on Officer Lopez's body worn camera. He testified that they were asked out and patted down for officer safety. Additionally, to evidence that it was a detention, not custody, is that they were not transported from the site. Also additionally, they were initially outnumbered, which is why they were asked out and detained in cuffs. So we would argue that they were detained and Miranda was not applicable. When they were frisked, he also located that vape pen in the front pocket, which was later retrieved by Officer DeLeon. And then regarding the question of whether the search extends from first the driver to the left rear passenger to then the front rear passenger, we would state yes. In Maryland v. Dyson, it states that once probable cause exists in the vehicle, everyone can be searched within the vehicle. We would state that the automobile exception extends to all containers that may have evidence of the crime. Here with Mr. Arocha Garcia, the crime alleged would be possession of controlled substances and or fraudulent use possession of IDT info. So as the officer found more contraband from the substances to the fraudulent use or possession, they are then able to search any containers within the vehicle or that came from the vehicle that may have evidence of that crime, including the camouflage backpack that the defendant in this case possessed, and that's consistent with state v. Sanchez.
All right. Okay, thank you. And defense, before I hear your argument, did you have a chance to review the case law that's being presented by the state?
Wait just a second.
No, take your time. And then I'll hear your argument. Oh, whenever you're ready, counsel.
Already, Judge.
All right, you may proceed.
Yes, these two cases, State versus Sanchez that were provided by the state, Maryland versus Kevin Darnell of Dyson. they're not, um, you know, they don't fit the facts of this case. Those two cases speak about one person who was driving a car and they continue finding probable cause to continue the search on one person. There is plenty of case law. I don't have a printer, but when the mere presence of a passenger in a car that is found with contraband in another person does not justify a search of the passenger unless there is personalized circumstances and the officer develops all cause for suspicion to search the passenger. And here what we have is just that there was somebody who had whatever he was arrested, they found something on his person. And without any specific personalized facts, suspicion, or probable cause, they decided to search the defendant's bag. And so that's impermissible. They need more. It's just the mere presence of a person is not enough to support probable cause and search. I think that was the question, right?
No, I was just, yes, that was my question. And also I just wanted you to address their case law, and you've addressed that.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else from either side? Okay. And counsel, is there anything else you wanted to present, any other case law, or you wanted to address any of the case law from the state with your own case law, other than what you've previously presented to the court?
Just what I presented to the court judge, and I can find a case very quickly about the mere presence of somebody.
Sure.
I guess, Judge, if I may, we're not saying that his mere presence. I understand mere presence of him being there doesn't give them probable cause to search him, but it's the totality of the circumstances that we previously discussed. So.
I'm looking for.
Sure.
Okay, this is United States. B. The letter D. The letter I. Space. Letter R. The letter E. Comma. 832 US 581. 19. It's been superseded, overruled on different grounds, and what it says is that a passenger's mere presence in a car that police have probable cause to suspect contains contraband does not in and of itself give the police the right to also search the passengers.
So are you saying that? Are you arguing that your client was just there and it's just mere presence and not more than mere presence?
And from what the testimony we heard, yes, Judge.
Okay. State,
I don't believe that's consistent with what the evidence showed between testimony and video, and then I would just re-urge the prior argument that I made regarding between the time of getting the information and checking and frisk, during that time they frisked for weapons and they discovered the vape pen in his very own pocket. So whether we go the argument that's rounded out with Mr. Arocha Garcia is justifying the probable cause in the search that expands as they find more and more contraband. Mr. Guzman had a vape pen, which would also give them probable cause to search any item that's associated or linked to him that may contain contraband of the same
all right, so defense, final argument.
And well, on regards to that, Judge, one, they did not tell us what kind of vape pen it was. They didn't say if it was like nicotine or was anything else. They just said there was a pen. And that's all it was.
Okay. All right, thank you both. All right, I'll read all of the documents that y'all have given me, and I will make my ruling tomorrow. Are you able to be here tomorrow, counsel?
I'm here tomorrow.
All right, so I'll make my ruling tomorrow. And if there's any other case law that any defense that you want to tender or state you want to tender, just make sure that you include everyone in the email. And if there's something you all want me to read, I will read it, but make sure that it is given to me tonight, not tomorrow morning. If you give it to me at the last minute tomorrow morning, then I won't be able to read it until the afternoon. Okay. All right. Thank you all. Thank you. And Norma? Okay. Well, Deputy Mejia, has he been ordered for tomorrow? If not, we can do him by Zoom maybe.